Writing a compelling character is hard. Writing with limited time to spend with said character is harder. And writing a complete, compelling character when he isn't even the main focus of the story and is just off doing his own thing is damn near impossible. How do you write a fulfilling payoff for such a character? Building up everything we know about them, using motifs and parallels of conquering the things that they couldn't do before, while also giving them a clear motivation of goals to set up their ultimate downfall in the pursuit of what they want to accomplish. It's simple. You write and craft one of the most emotionally charged, spine-chilling scenes to give all of this to your character, and you do it in just 40 seconds with no dialogue. Arcane is an amazing masterpiece of a show that has a lot of ambitious ideas in it. It's got a large cast of characters, a brand new world that it has to flesh out, and it has to do all this in just 9 episodes of about 45 minutes each. To say that the writing on this show needed to be damn near perfection for it to succeed is a bit of an understatement. The show primarily spends its time with our 2 main characters, Vi and Jinx, as they navigate a cruel and twisted world, and we see firsthand how these experiences shape and define them. Ultimately, their conflict mirrors that of the cities, and at large, most of the story is framed through them and their perspective. But they aren't the only characters for us to watch and empathize with. A storyline involving a Tony Stark and Nikola Tesla style character is introduced very early on as well. And while Jace, aka Tony Stark, gets to feature prominently in the show as his actions lead us to understanding the complicated political side of the world of Runeterra, which will naturally lead to bigger things to come in future seasons, Viktor, is kind of left in the shadows. We don't get to spend a lot of time with Viktor, and besides Echo, he might actually have the least amount of screen time out of our main cast. And yet somehow, when you ask people who their favorite character was in the show, Viktor's name enters the conversation a lot. The main reason is Viktor as a character is just a damn well-written character. In fact, a lot of the characters in this show are really well written. But what pushes Viktor over the edge? Well, in my mind, it always circles back to one perfect scene. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of great scenes in Arcane, and I would love to cover more of them in the future. But I want to focus on Viktor's first run. This scene gives me chills every time I think about it. Before we get to the run, we first have to walk, and in Viktor's case, we gotta hobble. I'm sorry, I had to. But it really is important to talk about the build-up to this payoff because it's what makes this scene so special. Viktor is an altruistic man with a noble goal, the betterment of all lives. And we see that he's willing to go further than most to achieve his goals.
When you're going to change the world, don't ask for permission.
The writers could have very easily leaned into the whole jealous partner trope of Jace and Viktor's dynamic with each other, and I actually love this scene. It's just so on the nose, and it makes me laugh every fucking time. And at first, I really thought that's where the writers were going, and I got really disappointed by it. But oh, how wrong I was. We see the 2 of them struggle together and the genuine care and friendship that they develop, and it's honestly kind of heartwarming. And when Viktor collapses in the lab, Jace is extremely upset that he wasn't inside the lab when it happened to help him out. Because he was, inside somewhere else. Viktor has always been sick his whole life, but now he has the simple truth of he's dying. And he does not have much time left. And now he has to come to terms with the fact of his own death, and the fear of not having an impact on the world in the short time that he has left. So what does he do? Well, he starts pouring his life into his work and doesn't really ever leave the lab. During all of this, he hits his breakthrough with the Hex Core. Now Viktor finally has the chance to potentially save his own life. After Singed gives him the shimmer and a warning, he becomes even more of an outcast, not even trusting Jace with what he's doing now. Now we have gone from a man whose only goal was the pure betterment of all life to a desperate and understandable struggle and fight for his own. Thus begins his downfall and the augmentation process, leading to his first major test, walking without a cane. And as he starts to gain more confidence, he starts running faster and faster, passing by the boats in the background as if to finally catch up to his toy boat. Faster and faster, letting all of his pain and frustration into one long scream of triumph and pain. If there's one thing I can use to describe Arcane, it's triumph, moments before tragedy. And, yeah. We all know what happens next. Honestly, I was so close to picking this next scene to talk about, and I might focus on it in a future video as well, but this just brings light to Viktor's character arc so well. We get a nice little callback with Jay stopping him from jumping, they have a little bit of banter, and Viktor sums up his whole character arc in one gut punch of a line.
We lost ourselves, lost our dream. In the pursuit of great, we failed to do good. We have to make it right.
Viktor's story up until this point has been a caution as to what can happen to those who succeed, to the ones who are pushed too far. The outcasts who start out with altruistic intentions but lose their way. Ortiz Studios did such a wonderful job animating the quiet moments in this show, in a way that forces you to stop and admire them. And yeah, don't get me wrong, the action scenes are bombastic and fun to watch, and I mean the Echo versus Jinx fight is on a whole nother level in terms of fights inside of television, but the moments in between these crazy bombastic fight scenes are the ones that made me suck in my breath and realize that I was watching a masterpiece. Every emotion and subtle character movement is portrayed with so much passion. It's almost more believable than human acting. I don't know how else to put it. It's just pure emotion. And the raw, brutal beauty of watching a man come so close to achieving greatness, watching his pain, his suffering, and his triumph, ultimately leading to his downfall to arrogance and desperation. It hurts. It hurts on another level. And years down the line, when I remember this show, I'm never going to look at cupcakes again. And I'm going to remember a man taking his first steps, running along the shore, and remembering the mix of pain and wonderment that I felt watching his story. Hey guys, I just wanted to quickly say thank you so much for watching this video. This is very different from the style of content that I normally make, but Arcane has had a huge impact on me, and I hope that it has had as big of an impact on you. So, I'm recording this while I'm very ill, but I hope this video finds you well. Take care, guys.